Welcome back to That Handicapping Show. I'm Claire Novak, joined by Tom LaMarra. Again, we're here at Keeneland for our last show from the fall meet, and we're going to take a look at the Hagyard Fayette Stakes, which is $200,000, mile and an eighth for 3-year-olds and upward. It's a grade 2. It's the last big stakes race of the meet here. And Tom, there's some interesting characters who have shown up for this one.
Yeah, the race drew a field of 8. I would guess there are some horses in here who obviously are not racing in the Breeders' Cup, which is next week, but they'll probably race in the Clark Handicap at Churchill Downs toward the end of November. I guess the favorite would be Departing.
Super Derby winner.
Super Derby winner.
He's coming back.
Ran a good second to Cigar Street, who actually is pre-entered in the Breeders' Cup Classic. Hasn't really, he did win his first Star of the Year, but he's kind of been hanging a little bit in his last several races. I do think that, he's probably the class here, but I think this is a very competitive group. There's, a lot of horses who have either early speed or tactical speed. And I think it won't be an easy race to win. I think it's certainly more than a one-horse race.
All right, well, let's talk about a horse in here who I found a little bit interesting, and that is Code West. And you also think that he seems to be coming along well. This is the horse who won the Matt win back at Churchill Downs, if you remember that. Really exciting neck-and-neck duel between him and Uncaptured, and he ended up edging him out. He just would not give up, and he's been bounced around to a couple of different places. He won the Matt win, and then he came back actually this August and won at Remington. He won the Governor's Cup there. Now, last time out at Albuquerque, he was second, 2.5 lengths to Isn't He Clever. But what are your thoughts on this horse? He's for Boyd Castor.
Well, Code West has some early speed, and of course, when he was a 3-year-old, he showed it a lot of times. Now he kind of rates a little bit. I think class-wise, he fits fine. He's got the outside post, but in a mile and an eighth, it's a pretty long run to the first turn. He will be one of the horses that I would recommend using in this race.
All right, and who else are you looking at?
Departing.
Yep.
And Pick of the Litter drew the rail. And this is an interesting horse, too, because, he beat Cigar Street in the race before the Homecoming Classic. And then he finished 4th in the Homecoming Classic. But he drew well. Again, he can sit close. And quite frankly, he's going to be my pick to win the race. But when it comes to wagering purposes for horizontal bets, the pick 3s, the pick 4s, I would recommend Pick of the Litter, Departing, and Code West. All
right, and you and I settled on pretty much the same horses, except that instead of Pick of the Litter, I'm going to take a look at Long River. And this is a horse who ran 3rd in the Jockey Club Gold Cup. He did have the lead turning into the stretch, got run down there. I do think one interesting thing is the mile and an eighth distance for him. It doesn't really seem to be his wheelhouse, and with the Jockey Club Gold Cup being, of course, a longer race, I'm not quite sure how things are going to shake out for him here, but he was fairly close to the pace before taking over the lead. So I think he might, you have to pay attention to the grade 1 company and dropping down here. So I'm going to go Code West, Departing, and take a look at Long River for your tickets.
Well, Long River could be heavily bet in this race because he's coming out of the Jockey Club Gold Cup.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go in another direction.
He's going to go in another direction. I'm going to try to pick the winner, but he's going to try to make money. So we'll see. No. We'll see. We'll see who ends up right. I'm not sure. I would give the nod to Tom. Anyhow, we're finishing up here at Keeneland this week. We'll be out in California, bringing you coverage on bloodhorse.com of the Breeders' Cup World Championships.
Yes, we'll have two handicapping shows next week.
Yes, we will do the Classic on its own.
Yes.
And then we'll do the Distaff and probably throw in a couple of other races in there that we find interesting. So, yeah.
And we're also hoping to get a special guest for the Classic show.
Hopefully, if we can find somebody who will join us for our madness. Anyway, we always want to thank Briss for the PPs, and we thank Keeneland for letting us shoot out here. It's been a great fall meet. We're looking forward to carrying on to Breeders' Cup, and thank you as always for watching the Handicapping Show.